Hey, Kevin here, top 100 financial advisor, two-time author, one-time bestseller, and we are here to talk about the stock market. 95% of y'all wanted me to cover this stock, and I have the proof here on Instagram. 95% y'all chose this, y'all wanted me to cover it, and it's a really interesting company, and it's going to be more of a rant than a breakdown, but we are going to break down some of the numbers. And I want to hear your thoughts because I posted this on public and people went off about this company. All right. So this company just went public. It is supposed to be the competitor to Amazon. It's supposed to be a competitor to Walmart.com to a degree. And that company is Wish. Wish went public today. Yes, today. Now, most people this year, a lot of the IPOs have gotten a lot of attention. GoodRx, Snowflake, Airbnb, DoorDash, and Wish went public today. And it feels like, at least on my thread, it feels like nobody was paying attention to it. And there might be a reason why. So let's talk about some of the positives, and then we'll kind of go into the rant section of this video. They have more than 100 million monthly active users. That is like 1 out of every 3 Americans. That's good. They are in more than 100 countries. That's another good thing. Their revenue is up 33% this year than the previous year, which is almost always good. You are making more money in this environment than you did last year, which is in this space, and we've talked about this before, there were a few companies, or a few sectors rather, that were supposed to do good, where even though everything else has been terrible in 2020, the majority of things, if you are in the drug maker, pharmaceutical market, Pfizer, Moderna, especially if you are one of those stay-at-home stocks, a video conferencing company like Microsoft or Zoom, or if you're a stay-at-home shopping company like Shopify, Etsy, and Amazon, you more than anybody else should be killing it in a market like this, period. The problem is, at least for today, and it is very, very early, Wish debuted, they went public. You can buy it. Their stock symbol is Wish. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm just telling you what's going on. They dropped close to 15%. And the reason why this is a red flag to a degree, and it's really, really early. So things could change years and years down the line, or even weeks from now, right? But the thing is, when in a space where we just saw a stock like DoorDash double or go up 80% or whatever it did, in a space where you saw Airbnb did what it did, when you saw Snowflake do what it did and almost double, it's you're looking around like, well, all these IPOs are doing well except for me. If you're Wish, like, why me? Well, based on the comments that I've seen and the memes I've seen over time, now I've never gone to Wish before. I had to research it to see what they do and how they position themselves and what they're attempting to do. They're trying to be, and the CEO doesn't really agree with this, but this is what it is. The CEO is trying to be the dollar store, the online dollar store. So you got Dollar Tree, Dollar General, right? And then you've got Walmart and Amazon. So they're saying, look, Walmart, Amazon, y'all do all this stuff. Y'all sell to everybody. I'm trying to cut this segment down and just say, I want to only sell really cheap stuff. And that's basically it. And in theory, it makes sense, because if you can have a Dollar Tree and a Dollar General, and you can have Walmart, both of those things can do well. Both of those stocks are up. Dollar General I've been talking about that for forever, and they're up 33% this year. So in theory, that would make sense. Now, Wish has been around since like 2010, maybe 2011. They have not been profitable. They were profitable for a portion of 2019. I would assume, and we have to look at the numbers, I would assume they would be profitable this year because, again, your revenue is up. But here's the thing. If your IPO fell in this season where people are staying at home and we know people are shopping more than ever, and you are an online shopping company, it doesn't make sense for me as to why the stock would fall, unless there's something wrong with the company or the consumer experience. And based on the comments that I've seen, and you can check it out on public, it was the last thing I posted, and people are going in about how bad the service has been. Now, I'm not here to bash Wish. I'm just telling you what was told to me in the comment section. But also the same thing with Amazon, the same thing with Uber, the same thing with Apple. Like, sometimes consumers, while we don't run the entire market, it is more of the institutional investors. But think about it. There have been parents who have been buying Disney for their kids forever, simply because it's Disney and they like Disneyland, not because if they read the charts or understand the financial stuff behind it. That's a fact. The same thing with Apple. There are a lot of people who aren't here every day where we talk about the market. They just buy Apple because they like Apple stuff, and it's paid off for them, right? Same thing with Disney. It definitely paid off for you, so it's not necessarily a bad thing, but they just did it just because. Well, the opposite is true if they don't like your product. If they don't like your product and didn't have a great experience, they're not going to believe in the company enough to own it. I can say the exact same thing about Tesla, because if you're really looking at the numbers before this year, that's not a company you want to own. You've seen them not hit their targets from time to time. You've seen them lose money year over year over year. This is the first year ever, 12, an entire, was it 4 quarters or whatever, of them making money. This is the first time that ever happened. If you looked at just the business side of it, you wouldn't really be impressed. But people do it. People invest in Tesla primarily because A, the car looks cool. B, they just really believe that Elon Musk is a genius. That's it. They have a charismatic CEO. If you put some boring CEO that did nothing, or if Steve Jobs, the fact that you even know his name, think about that. How many CEOs do you actually know that run publicly traded companies? A lot of that plays as you're thinking about it, you'll see like a lot of that plays into the factor for some people as to why they may or may not buy a stock. Does anybody know the CEO of, I don't know, I'm looking around to see what I can pick. Microsoft. Do you know CEO of Google? And no, it's not Bill Gates, but you also know Bill Gates, right? A lot of that matters to a degree. People believe in people they can relate to or they admire, and products and things that they, I guess you can't see this iPhone, but and products that they use and relate to. So on the opposite side of things, if they don't like it and they didn't have a great experience, they may not want to invest in it. And that could be one reason why the stock was down 15%. But my thing is, in this year, every company that sells stuff online should have done incredibly well. If I saw DoorDash and Airbnb do well, and DoorDash, it makes sense why it would do well right now, even though I'm not investing in it. Walmart, Shopify, Etsy, they're all fine. So Wish should be somewhere in that category, especially when a company like Dollar General has done well. It's up 33% this year. So Wish is a hard no for me. Y'all know that 95% of the time, I'm not a big fan of IPOs anyway, just because a lot of them are risky. And this is one situation. I've been saying for a while, IPOs can be risky. Sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down, sometimes they do nothing. This is one shining example of a company not doubling, right? Because Snowflake did that in their IPO day. DoorDash did 80% of something crazy, whatever it was. Facebook, I always bring up because that's the one we all know, fell for the first 18 months and then shot up. Uber was awful. It was the worst IPO ever in 2019. And now, hey, look, it's positive. Y'all remember Slack? I brought this one up before. They were not doing well up until 3 or 4 weeks ago, when Salesforce said, look, we're going to go ahead and buy them. And then it popped. So it's always up and down, and we'll see. But yeah, hard no for me. They're trying to be the low budget Amazon. They're trying to be the online dollar store. I see what they're trying to do strategically. I think it could make sense. You got 100 million users, so that does mean something. But in terms of investing, I'm gonna sit this one out for a bit. All right, so that's it for me. Let me know in the comments. Also hit the like and subscribe button, hit the share button. You're here, it's free. Hit that button. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you like Wish? Have you been there? What was your experience? Again, I've never done it, so y'all are teaching me about what they do. I'm teaching y'all about the numbers and what I think the stock will do. But let me know what you think of the company, if you had an experience with them, and how it went for you. All right, that's it for me. Talk to you guys later.